You sure? Bye, Mia. You sure you don't want to stay? All right. There's plenty of room tonight. Everyone's on Zoom. Hi, Cheryl. I think Cheryl's there. Sandy should be there. Juliet's there. Diane should be there. Dan right there. Perfect. So we're just waiting on Sandy. All right. Oh, sweet. That's awesome. Do you mean financial advisor?
She is the branch manager.
Everyone get their strap open? Yes. If you are doing class tonight on Zoom, make sure you have a strap of some sort. So you can use an actual strap or a tie or a towel, leggings, but not your own leggings, Juliet. There's room right here if you want an authority. Come a long way.
We're shrinking.
Hello, Ann.
We're shrinking.
Yeah.
No, like mountain bike.
Hello. That's why people pretend.
Yeah, I wondered. And then I had to come back down,
All right.
but I did about something.
Okay. Get comfortable. So we're going to start seated. Get as comfortable as possible. You can sit upright. I'll kind of sit at a diagonal. See that you guys have the sun shining right on it though. So maybe I'll change directions. There's a gift for you in that box. If you're not here this week and you're on Zoom, there's a gift for you, Diane. I'm mailing you yours. And Allison, when you watch this, I'll be mailing you yours as well. All right, perfect. So sitting up nice and tall, we'll start with cars. So we're dropping our chin down to our chest. Look over at that right shoulder, right ear to the right shoulder. Roll back to look up at the ceiling. And then left ear to left shoulder, look down at your left shoulder, complete the circle, and do that again. We're doing this 3 times to this direction. As you do this, make sure your opposite shoulder isn't rising up with you. So you're keeping them level. If you feel any pinching, make sure you let me know. Take it the other direction, looking over at your left shoulder, left ear to left shoulder, up and open, right ear, right shoulder, look down at the shoulder, finish the circle and repeat. We'll do a 3rd round. And then you'll come up to a kneeling position, grab your block, holding your block out in front of you. You're going to continue to wrap it into you and then tuck the rib cage down into or towards the pelvic floor. Bring the elbows over to the right side of the body, laterally bend to the right, open the chest up towards the sky, laterally bend left, tuck the elbows into the left, complete the circle. Repeat. Today is an upper body focus, shoulders, wrists. Let's do it one more time to this side. And then when you finish this circle, we'll tuck the elbows into the left, laterally bend left, open the chest towards the sky, laterally bend right, tuck the elbows in, complete the circle. And once you're done with that 3rd lap, you can come to kneeling, bringing your right hand down by your side. I'll near you. Palm facing open. We're going to take this across the midline of the body as far as you can without any pinching, and then start to bring it overhead. Palm still pointing back behind you. Once you reach that point where you can no longer take it back, you'll rotate from the shoulder, pushing that palm backward, then down by your side, and it should open up so it's pointing backward. Exhale, take it back. When you find that stopping point, rotate around the shoulder. Inhale, bringing it overhead and across the midline of the body. Exhale, open. Inhale, flip your grip. Continue to take it backward, behind you, down by your side. Exhale back, good. Again, if you feel any pain, don't work through it, but let me know if you're here. If you're not here, work around the pain. So if you feel pinching here, you don't continue to lift, move straight out to the side and complete your circle where your circle lies. And that's going to change daily. You might have had great range of motion yesterday, and today you might be like, ooh, there's a pinch I don't normally feel. Let's switch arms. So today, your range of motion is different than it was yesterday. That's fine. It just is an indicator of what you should stay away from. So if you were doing this at the gym and you felt pinching here overhead, you wouldn't want to do any of this backward motion. So maybe you wouldn't do a pull across to the cable. Maybe you wouldn't do any overhead movements like a shoulder press. So just to be aware of. This is our third round, going back, rotating around, across the midline of the body, and down by your side. Let's grab onto our right forearm. We're going to take our fingertips in towards the center, drop them down towards the ground, out to the side, and up towards the sky. And I love that Karen does this. You can't see her if you're on Zoom, but she places her block on top because then she knows if she's turning from her elbow as opposed to her wrist. So your forearm should point towards the sky the whole time. We're going to go 5 circles this direction, so you should have about 2 more. Good. Once you finish that 5th circle, we'll take it the other direction. So our fingers will go down, out to the side, up towards the sky, in, back down. Just tracing a big circle. I know that it's going to be limited, probably going out to the side. That's totally fine. Just looking at what you have today and warming up or flossing the joint. After we get 5 this direction, you can switch hands. Same thing, you're going to drop those fingertips down, bring them into the center, up towards the sky, out to the side, and down. In towards the center, up towards the sky, out to the side, back down. In, up, out, down, 2 more. But it makes you realize how often you should be doing these, right? It's a humbling experience. And then go ahead and take the other direction. So coming out to the side with those fingers, up towards the ceiling, out to the inside, down towards the floor, and around. So make sure that forearm stays up, pointing towards the ceiling the whole time. Couple more of these.
It's very comfortable.
Mhm.
So same.
Definitely. Come to a comfortable seated position. We're going to take the skin on basically right below where your fingers come into contact with your hand. So those knuckle areas. You're going to take that, find your clavicle, and the skin right above the clavicle that's a little cushiony right there. You're going to pin it down. So I'm going to get a little closer to the screen, but hopefully you guys can see me too. So I've got my skin here with my clavicle. Pin it down and then use your other hand, pin down on top. And you're going to hold that pin. From here, look down at that same shoulder. Then trace your eyes upward like you're tracing a rainbow, all the way overhead and down to the other shoulder. Then you look back up towards the sky, trace that rainbow up, over to the other side. We'll do that 3 times each direction. Exhale as you look up towards the ceiling over to the opposite shoulder. Inhale as you trace back along that rainbow to your original position. Exhale, trace up. This should be your last one. If you start to lose that pin, you can always repin. Inhale, trace it back.
You also just use these fingers to get it.
Yeah, this creates a bigger surface area, so it's not as pinchy.
Yeah.
But if that feels more grippy, like you can hold it, switch sides. So we're gonna pin the opposite side down and then hold. You can do it this way, whatever feels best. Look down at that shoulder. Inhale as you trace the rainbow up overhead to the opposite shoulder. Exhale to go back. You can always repin if you need to. Try to relax your jaw. And when you finish the third one, you can relax the arms down to your side, shake it out. We're going to take our right arm overhead, reach the left arm down to your side and out to the corner, and just start to overhead reach, pinning this same hip down. So if your right arm is overhead, right hip stays down, and try to work your elbow down to the floor. If your hip starts to lift as that elbow comes down, then stay up on the fingertips and just gently bend the elbow till the spot right before it lifts. Big breath in. Exhale, release. Breathe in. Release. Look up at the fingertips. Last deep breath in. As you exhale, bring this hand back behind you. Your left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist back. Come back to the center. We're going to take it left arm up, right arm down by your side. Big breath in, and as you exhale, try to reach and bend. Your left hip stays anchored down to the floor. Find your range and then take a full breath in through the nose. Ocean breath release out through the nose from the back of the throat. Fill up. Release. Last time, inhale, look up at the hand. As you exhale, the hand comes back behind you. Your right hand to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, lengthen up towards the sky. Exhale, twist back. And come to all fours for segmented cat-cow. So we're on our fours. We're going to start with the tailbone and working our way up to the head. So tucking tailbone underneath, one vertebra at a time, working your way up the spine, into the low back, mid back. As you get into your upper back, you push into the hands, allow the upper back to round out, drop your head, hold here, nod yes. Shake the head no. And start to reverse that. So working from the tailbone first, lifting up towards the sky, letting the belly button start to drop down towards the floor, working through the low back, mid back, the thoracic spine starts to drop down towards the floor. Upper back, we draw our shoulders into their pockets, shoulders away from the ears, and then look up towards the sky, opening up the throat. Exhale, tuck the toe. What is that called? Not the toes. Exhale, tuck the tailbone underneath. Work your way one vertebra at a time up the spine. And we're going to be here for 2 minutes. So take your time. You don't need to rush through these. Just try to feel each portion of your spine, but not all in one. So it's not like your low back all moves at once. It's each vertebra in the low back moving one at a time. Each vertebra in the mid back moving one at a time. Each vertebra in the thoracic upper spine. And then starting lumbar again. Working your way through. We have 30 seconds left here. When we finish here in 5 seconds, you'll come to a kneeling position with your toes underneath you. Ready? So kneeling. So I want my toes tucked underneath and I'm gonna be here. There is a reason I'm doing that. I'm trying to work out the bottoms of your feet. So we're actually tucking and then sitting on top. If that gets uncomfortable, you can untuck. And if this gets uncomfortable, just come to a comfortable seated position on your glutes. But we are gonna start propped up on our toes, trying to get length throughout the bottoms of our feet. From here, we're gonna press our palms together in prayer position and create some tension there. So you're drawing the shoulder blades down the spine, rib cage down, so you're not flaring open here. Rib cage down, press and hold. Continue to breathe normally in and out through the nose. We're holding for a full minute. This is a good time to focus on calming the breath, breathing in for the same amount of time or shorter than you breathe out. So maybe you aim to breathe in for a count of 5, out for a count of 7. Or if you really want to challenge yourself, breathe in for a count of 7, out for a count of 11. Five more seconds. We can untuck those toes, come down, extend your right arm out in front of you, fingers pointing down. We're gonna grab onto our thumb with our other hand and pull down and towards you. So you're tractioning first by pulling down away from the wrist with the thumb and then pull it in towards you, just getting a stretch throughout that thumb joint. Switch over to the pointer finger, pull down and back. Good, you can always use your blanket or a block in between if this feels uncomfortable on your legs. Then we'll move to the middle finger, down. Good. Try to relax the forearm. Switch, coming onto that ring finger. Do you know you can tell the 5 types of salmons by each of your fingers? I love that trick. 5 types of salmon. And then switch to pinky, down and back.
Do tell, because this could be a
You
new
know,
trivia
now I gotta
category.
remember. I probably should have
I
said
thought you
that.
could only tell which ones
So-
have 31 days. Yeah, that's the only one I
Oh,
know.
yeah. We'll start with our chum. So we're starting on the other hand. Pull the thumb or chum down and back. It's gonna be hard.
The 9 multiplication of 9.
Stop, she's thinking.
That's right.
Well, I know Coho King is middle. Let's go pointer finger.
For
It'll
next
come to
time.
me. I know, I gotta remember.
Is this a first grade thing? Is that the salmon studying year?
No, I just learned this.
Oh.
With my uncles.
Okay.
Like one of my uncles told me. And then middle finger.
One of the kids learned all about the second grade.
Try not to bend that elbow. So you really want to allow that arm to get straight because it's going to get more of a stretch throughout the whole arm. And then we're coming to the ring finger.
There's Coco. Which one is Coco?
Middle. Sockeye. That's the, thank you. That's the pointer finger. Because you go sockeye like that.
Oh,
And then
Still have
pinky.
a salmon or no?
Yeah. No, it's not one of the categories.
Kokanee,
Sakai, Coco.
kokanee.
Okay, I'll think of it and come back to you. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that without knowing at the top of my head. Roll the shoulders up, back and around. Good, we can come to a seated position. We're going to inhale the arms overhead. And then exhale, bring them out in front of you, keeping the spine tall. Walk forward as far as you can where the spine stays lifted. If you want to sit up on something here, so a block, a towel, you can. That will anteriorly tilt the pelvic floor, which helps you get deeper into the stretch. Not necessity though. And then walk the hands over to the right side.
I belong to that fish club and I get coho, the country coho every month. And
Nice.
they've also been giving me halibut and black cod.
That's awesome.
You're in a fish of the month club?
It's a fish club and you pick out what kind of fish you want.
Walk the hands back to the outside of that right hip. And then you're gonna shift the body weight here forward and back. So you can let this back hip lift. You can even lift that back knee if that helps. But the idea here is you're just bringing the body weight forward and back.
Where are you supposed to feel this?
This one, we're getting into the spine. We're just warming up the spine. So you're getting that side to side movement like you would in the lateral cat cow. Okay, let's walk the hands back to the front. Inhale nice and tall, exhale forward. Then walk over to the left. Inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale forward, trying to keep that back hip down, anchored to the floor. Bring it to the outside of that hip. So shifting body weight forward and back. This is where your strap's going to come into place. We'll walk back to center, grab onto your strap, still sitting tall. You'll take that strap, little wider than shoulder width. From here, create a little tension on there. And this is not a great example because it's stretchy, but you guys don't have any stretch shears. So you're going to create a little tension, pulling those shoulder blades down the back. If you have some stretch shears, just try to get rid of as much stretch as possible. And then take this overhead. We're going to pause at the top here, draw the shoulder blades down the spine, draw that rib cage down so you're not flaring open. The rib cage is down so that your stomach is tight. Hold here, deep breath in. Exhale, start to bring the arms behind your back, as far back as you can. Hopefully you can get all the way. If you need to widen your grip on the strap, you can. And if you can't get all the way back, that's fine. Work where your range of motion is. Good. You're not holding on. It's okay. Big breath in. And as you exhale, start to take it back up overhead. Hold at the top. Big breath in. Exhale back to the front. Now we can speed that up. So you'll take it back behind you and to the front. We'll do this for about 30 seconds and we'll add on to it. A little shoulder therapy. And again, just working with your range. So if something does not feel comfortable, don't push through it. Find where your range is today and work with that. Good, really nice job online. Okay, you're gonna take this over to your right knee, so you're out to a diagonal, then bring it up and around to a diagonal. We'll do that for 30 seconds before we switch sides. That's why you could, right?
Yes.
Okay, we've got 15 more seconds on this side. It hurts you a little more?
No, I'm hoping to fix it.
Oh,
I'm doing a nerve conduction test.
switch sides? What are you doing now?
No, it's weird. Trying to get it done, my insurance comes out in July, and then I go to Medicare B,
Yeah,
so I'd like to get everything done. if I have to.
that would be helpful.
What?
We have 10 seconds left, then you'll be done with that strap or that sweatshirt, whatever you have. Diane's got some sort of clothing. 3, 2, 1. You can get rid of that strap, place it to your side, come onto all fours. So we're going into a scapula push-up. Scapula push-ups, you're in quadruped position, hands right underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. You're gonna draw the shoulder blades together, then push them away. As you do this, you're not letting those shoulders come up to your ears and create earrings. You're really thinking about pulling down and back. So the chest just drops to the floor, and then it pulls back out to round out. Your stomach stays tight, so you're not letting the stomach flop down towards the floor. Because you don't want to feel this in your low back. And if you do get loose in the stomach, you're gonna feel your low back turn on. So thinking about keeping that tuck, maintaining the tuck from the rib cage to pelvic bone, pulling everything in the front of the body tight so that the back of the body can lengthen to its maximum capacity. We have 30 seconds left here. You're looking down at the floor between your hands, not down at your belly button, not out in front of you. Now we'll come to neutral with the spine. Pressing into the pads of our fingertips, we're going to lift the palm of one hand off the floor and then shift over, lift the palm of the other hand off the floor, side to side. So your palm lifts. I don't know if you guys can see that on the screen, but palm lifts, bring it down, switch, palm lifts, bring it down. We'll do this for about 40 seconds, and then the last 20 seconds, we'll do both at the same time. So spread those fingertips nice and wide, nice. And your thumbs stay down as well. So really all the fingers stay down. It's just the middle, almost like you're trying to suction the ground. Beautiful. And then let's lift both at the same time. All the fingers staying in contact with the floor. And coming back down. Beautiful. Good.
We could kick on the top.
It's just so much difference in concentration. Like I've
Yes.
never moved my body in these ways.
Take your fingers out to the sides. We're going to trace circles with our body. So going around in a big circle, as much range as you can without any pain. We'll go this direction for 15 seconds, and I'll have you switch and go the other way. Switch directions. The fingers are still pointing out. Beautiful. Good, man. And I like that Anne's going slow through this. You don't have to rush through these. Turn your fingers to point back towards your knees. You're going to bend the elbows gently, only to the point where you feel the stretch in the forearms. So we're not trying to lift up on the tops of the palms of the hands. We're just getting to the point where you feel that stretch throughout the forearm. Hold here, deep breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Relax the shoulders, don't get them up next to the ears. You should be totally relaxed through the back right now. Then we'll turn those fingers to point inward, so flip your grip. And let's trace those circles again, 15 seconds each direction, the palm staying down the whole time. So just the range that you have where the whole hand stays in contact with the floor. We have 5 seconds left in this direction. Ready, set, change directions. Three, two, one. Come back to neutral. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, extend your right arm, left leg. Hold. Inhale, bring it down. Exhale, switch sides. As you lift, you're thinking about pulling the fingertips and toes away from one another. So this is more about reaching as opposed to lifting. The more you can pull your fingertips and toes apart, the more length you'll get in your spine. And in turn, the more height you'll get from your legs. You don't want to get those arms and legs so high that you start to get into back extension. And that comes when you try lifting on your own. We have 15 seconds left of this, then we'll drop down into puppy pose. We've done a lot of that the past few weeks, so you should be familiar, but it is a form of child's pose. We'll reach our hands forward, our hips will shift up, then back, so they don't drop down as far as child's pose. Ready? Begin. Walk your hands forward, about 1.5 to 2 feet, then shift the hips back and up towards the sky. Drop the elbows down towards the floor. Think about wrapping your biceps in towards one another, and then let the armpits sink down towards the floor. You can rest your forehead to the ground or on a block. We're holding here 1 minute. Full breaths in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. Inhale, shift forward, bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Take the left arm up towards the sky. As you exhale, reach it between the right hand, right knee, as far as you can, where you feel a little twist in the thoracic spine, almost as if I was standing on the other side of you, pulling your arm across. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach under. Inhale. Exhale. On this one, set your palm down on the floor without moving either of your hands. Sit back with the hips into child's pose. Big full breaths here into the upper back. While we're here, let's walk our other hand to meet that right hand. Sit back, or sorry, the left hand, and then sit back with the hips over to your left side. Should get a nice long stretch throughout the left side of your body. you're not feeling that, maybe walk your hands forward just a little bit. And try pushing those hips back, sinking down towards the floor. When you're ready, come back to all fours. We'll inhale the right arm up. Exhale, reach it between the left hand, left knee. Inhale, lift up towards the sky. Exhale, reach under. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more, just like that. Full breath in. Exhale, stretch underneath. On this last one, you reach up towards the sky. Set the palm down on the floor, sit back with the hips, and just hold here. Your palms don't move, they stay where they are, where you set them before you sat back with the hips. Stack the left hand on top of the right, drop the hips to the right. Get that side stretch throughout the right side of the body. Full breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. Come back to center when you're ready. Hands coming right underneath the shoulders. Step back into plank. We're going to lower to the floor on a count of 5. If anyone comes down to the floor before I get to 5, we're all starting over. That includes people on Zoom. Ready? Begin. 5, 4, 3. What comes after 3? 2, 1. All the way down. Then lift up onto your elbows. From here, you're going to extend that left arm by pushing into the palm. Look back over your left shoulder. Inhale, set it down. Exhale on the right, extending the arm, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale, set it down. If you feel your back at all during this one, make sure your glutes are turned on. So you're squeezing them tight. Stomach is also tight. If you still feel your back, instead of extending into that arm, you're just going to look over the shoulder without getting long throughout the front of the body. Come back to center. Walk the right hand forward slightly. Take your left hand, thread it underneath, and then take your right hand, reach it across. So now your body weight is on top of your arms. Your right arm is stacked over the left. And you're just gonna relax your body weight on top. We're here for 1 minute. If you want, you can use a block underneath your head, but get comfortable. So underneath, reach across, and then relax on top. Do you see that? You guys are halfway on this side. "15 more seconds and we'll switch sides. When we come out of this, we're just going to bring that right arm back to that Sphinx pose. So the elbow underneath the shoulder. Ready, slowly inch it back, coming to Sphinx. You'll pull that other arm out from under you. Now walk the left arm forward slightly, reach the right arm underneath, left arm over, and relax on top. So you just switched arms. Body weight is right on top. Opening up the upper back. As we sink into this, you might feel that you can reach the fingertips further away from one another, create more space throughout the upper back. That is great if you have that available to you. Find it, use it. We have 10 more seconds here. Then we all get to be old men together. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna inch that left arm out into Sphinx. From here, your right arm goes out to the side. Bring your body down to the floor. Bend your left knee, and then pushing into this left hand as a kickstand, you're gonna open up over that right calf. As much as you can. We're here for 2 minutes per side. Okay, might have gone blank on the screen. So let's try that again. So arm is out to the side, right side, left knee bends, and then open up. You can hang out here, or if you want to get a little bit deeper, maybe bend both knees so that you're coming into a bridge position with the feet. Maybe you take your top arm back, reach for the hand behind you. But if that's uncomfortable, stay using that kickstand and the left leg stays long.
Wait,
You're doing it perfectly.
right arms, right, oh.
Right arm's long. Yeah.
Okay.
Did I say? Yeah, sit.
What is this old thing?
This is old man. I named it that because when you come out of it, you feel like an old man.
Okay.
Everything is just kind of sore.
Is the air conditioning?
No, but it feels like it. It's
It
cold.
sure does. It's like blowing. I can feel it.
It was 52 degrees when I came this morning. It was so cold.
I mean, 52 outside doesn't feel cold.
Exactly. It took me the rest of the day to warm up. Ten more seconds here. Now take your top arm, reach it away from you. So you're gonna keep your body exactly how it is. You're just gonna take this left arm and reach the fingertips as far away from the right fingertips as you can. So you're creating space throughout the back. So I'm here, lifted, and then reach. Hold here for 1 minute. Full breaths. A lot of times as we get tense, we tend to hold our breath. So make sure you're still breathing in and maybe count it. In for 5, out for 5, maybe in for 7, out for 11. Quiet your thoughts, quiet your breath. 10 more seconds here. Reaching those fingertips apart. And when you come out of this, I want you to come out very slowly. So left arm's gonna come back towards your body like a kickstand. You'll roll back onto your stomach slowly. And then we'll switch sides. So left arm comes out to the side. Right hand becomes your kickstand as your right knee bends and opens up onto the left arm. You can stay here, or if you want to advance, bridge legs, bring the hands behind you. 2 minutes. If you bent both knees, extend the left leg. And then you can bring that left hand out in front of you, reaching through the back to pull the fingertips apart. 1 minute here. Twenty seconds to go. Roll back to your stomach. Slowly. Bring the elbows underneath you. Bend your right knee. Right, old man. Right knee, tap across, tapping that right toe over to the left side of the body, and then switch. The idea here is you keep both elbows in contact with the floor the whole time. So as you twist over, we're just getting some movement throughout the spine. Breathing. Exhale as you twist. Inhale as you come back to center. Come back to the middle. Lower yourself down to the ground. Hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes underneath. We're going to lift up into downward dog. Pressing heels down, chest towards the upper thighs. Wrap your upper thighs inward towards one another. Push into the whole hand, spreading the fingertips, and then think about driving through the thumb and the pointer finger. On your next inhale, bring the right foot up towards the sky, and then start to bend the knee, opening up the hip to the right side of the room, shifting back, and then you let the hands come off the floor. So I'll do that again. You're in downward dog. You lift the right leg, bend the knee, open up the foot or back behind you so that the hand comes up towards the sky. Then you're going to extend the hips up towards the sky, right arm reaching up overhead, back behind you.
This is all theory,
Yep. You look beautiful. And then that right arm is reaching overhead, Denise. So you press your hips up. Yes, beautiful. When you're ready, come back to downward dog. You won't hold there too long. We'll warm up for the next week. Take a big breath in. Left foot comes up towards the sky. Bend the left knee, opening the hip out to the left side of the room. Let the foot drop down as your left hand comes up towards the sky. Press the hips up. Good. Breathe normally. Breathe, period. Come back to downward dog. Walk those hands back to the toes. Feel the length in the back of the legs. And then bring opposite hand to opposite elbow. Gently sway side to side for ragdoll. Hands release, roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. Feel each vertebra as it realigns. You should be familiar with that because of segmented cat-cow. So take your time. Once you're up to the top, roll the shoulders up, back and around. And when you're ready, you can inhale, sweep them up towards the sky. Look at the ceiling, overextending into the back, pressing the hips forward, opening the chest to the ceiling. Big breath in. Exhale to center. Sweep the right arm down to your hip. I'll mirror you. Right arm down to the hip. Left arm reaches overhead. And then the right fingertips are going to slide down towards your knee, maybe even further than your knee. Look up at your left hand. Big full breath here. Into the side of the body. Exhale. Try to sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. Big breath in. As you breathe out, start to bend the knees, sweep that shoulder across your body, down to the center, and then we'll switch over. So your right arm comes across, lifts up, reaches as your left fingertips slide down to the knee. Big breath in. Look at your fingertips. Exhale, try to sink a little bit deeper into that stretch, pressing the hips over to the right side. Inhale. Exhale, let that shoulder swing down to the center and start to roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. Once again. Once you get up to the top, roll the shoulders up, back and around. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale down to the floor. Right foot steps back behind you, so your left foot is forward. Right hand stays down. Left arm up towards the sky, turning in towards that front leg. On your inhale, sweep that arm between the arm and legs on the ground. And then exhale back up towards the ceiling. Inhale underneath. Exhale. One more time. Breathe out. Drop your back knee. From here, you can either take your strap and grab onto that foot behind you, or if you can, reach back for the foot. Inhale, shift the body weight forward. Exhale, press back, pushing the hand or the foot into the hand. Inhale, the hand pulls forward on the leg. You sink the hips forward. Exhale, press back. Inhale. Exhale.
It's okay if the front knee goes over the ankle
Yes,
further past it.
definitely.
Okay.
And then you can release that back foot. Both hands come to the inside of that foot. Extend the back knee. We're going to walk our hands to the right side, drop the hips to the left. Getting a nice little side stretch. And back to center. Step back into plank. Hold here for 10 seconds. Ready? 10. 9, think about drawing the shoulder blades down the spine, the palms or the elbows back towards your feet. Feel the stomach engaged. We're here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Step the right foot forward. Right hand goes up towards the sky. Inhale, let that right hand come down between the legs and the arm on the ground. And then exhale back up towards the sky. Inhale, sweep it under. Exhale, lift up. Last time underneath. And back up towards the sky. Drop that back knee. Either reach back with your hand or with a strap wrapped around the knee. Inhale, sink forward. Exhale, push the foot into the hand, press back. Inhale, pull it forward. Exhale, press back. Inhale. Exhale back. Both hands to the inside of the foot, extend that back leg. Walk the hands over to the left side, drop the hips to the right. Hold here. Breathing. Let's bring our hands back to center. Step back to plank. We're gonna lower down to the mat on a count of 5. Ready, set, come down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Reach those hands back for the feet behind you. So you're grabbing onto both feet. Inhale, relax the body. As you exhale, this is not easy, believe me. So if you're like, I cannot get my feet, grab a strap now. Everyone's got them? Good. Okay, big breath in, relax. Exhale, as you exhale, push the feet into the hands, and you should feel your quads start to pull off the ground. Glutes are squeezing, chest is lifting, and actively pushing into those hands with the feet. Inhale, relax everything back down to the floor. Exhale, lift, pushing back on those hands, opening up the chest. Tuck the chin. Inhale, relax. And release those legs. Extend your right arm out in front of you. Use your left hand as a kickstand and push yourself back all the way onto your back for bridge. So now your knees are bent. We're going to push into the heels and the balls of the foot. So the entire foot is engaged. Lift your hip, lift your hips off of the mat. Hold at the top for 1 minute. Squeezing those glutes. Think about walking those shoulder blades back behind you. And if you can, interlace the fingers underneath your back. We're here for 1 minute. Twenty seconds left here. Make sure you're not getting lazy with those hips. Keep squeezing them, pressing towards the ceiling. If you feel your back, lower the hips just slightly. 5 more seconds. If you brought the hands underneath you to interlace, start to release them. Let the glutes come down to the floor. And then bring those legs up to tabletop. Hands out to the side. As you inhale, drop the knees over to the left side. Let them hover over the mat. Exhale back to center. Inhale, drop the knees over to the right side, hovering over the mat. Exhale back to center. Side to side for 1 minute. If you would like to add on to this, then as you drop your legs out to one side, get over to that side, extend both legs, bend, come back to center. Inhale over to the other side, extend, bend, and back to center on the exhale. Make sure your shoulders don't peel away from the floor as you do this, so both shoulders stay engaged. Five more seconds and we'll come to center. Okay, on your next exhale, when you're in center, pull your right knee into the chest, extend the left leg long, and take that right knee across the body over to the left side of the floor. keeping the right shoulder in contact with the floor. So don't sacrifice your shoulder contact with the floor in order to get that knee deeper across. I'd rather your knee not come very far, but your shoulders stay down. Big breath in. As you exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper into this. Inhale. As you exhale, sink a little bit further. One more full breath in. Exhale back to center and switch sides. Left knee coming into the chest, pulling across over to the right. Left shoulder staying in contact with the floor. Find that area right before your shoulder starts to lift. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, see if you can sink a little bit further. Inhale. Release the breath, try to release the tension. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last big breath in. As you exhale, come back to center. We're gonna have a ton of fun right now. So we're gonna pull those knees in towards our chest. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees coming out to the side. Reach your hands in between the legs and around the ankles. Now, pull your head up to look between the legs to round out the spine and start to rock yourself forward to come up to the hips like you're going into boat. As you get to the top, you'll stabilize. Once you get there, take your time. Once you stabilize, clap your feet together 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then round out the spine, roll back, come to the top, stabilize by straightening out the spine, hold, clap 1, 2, 3. If you've ever taken a Pilates class with me, you know this is the most fun exercise because you get to be a seal here. So up at the top, you can make some noise. So much fun. No, only Karen? Okay. Karen knows how to have a good time.
Right? I gave you a pinata and now I sound like a sword of steel.
Exactly.
That made you laugh.
On this next one, up at the top, you can bring those feet down to the floor. So now we are seated upright, soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. If you need to turn so you can see me, that's fine. Hands on the front of the knees. You're gonna push your hands into the knees and open the chest. As you exhale, start to lean back, holding onto those knees for support and rolling the spine as much as possible. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, tuck the chin, start to round out the back, roll out the back. Inhale. Exhale. I feel like I had one more thing on here, but I can't remember it. Inhale again. Exhale. Let's do it. Come up to the top. Close your eyes. Let's inhale for a count of 5. Hold your breath for a count of 10. When we come out of this in 5 seconds, you'll purse your lips like you have a straw between them and blow air out of the straw. Ready? Begin for 5. Inhale through the nose. Hold for 10. Relax your jaw. Blow air out of the straw, 5. One more time in through the nose. Hold for 10. Blow out of the straw. And release. You guys are done. Great job tonight. I feel like since I've had my cold, I just can't talk anymore. But great job tonight, guys.
Thank you.
You. Thanks for joining online. Make sure you get your present next week or you'll get it in the mail.